Why the church often supports the abusive spouse instead of the abused victim. Now, often an abused spouse endures significant emotional abuse and worse for a long time before ever getting enough courage to go forward to their church pastors for help. Their abusive spouse usually will put up a fight for a long time before agreeing to go together. Once they agree, this is often what you can expect. The abuser is a much better liar, actor, or actress than the abused victim can tell the truth of how they were abused, because the abused victim has been conditioned to keeping silent, and it feels uncomfortable for them to expose the abuse to someone. Also, the abuser will have many private conversations or communication with the church leader, with the counselor, to get them on their side against their abused victim and try to paint the picture like they were the victim and that you were the abuser. Many church leaders also will have similar demonic spirits as the abuser has, so they will oftentimes team up against the victim. The church leaders are often afraid of the abuser's demonic spirit, so that person might get really upset, get angry, and so they are literally afraid to provoke the truth to be exposed, because they know that that person will threaten to walk out and get all angry and so forth. The church leaders also don't want to lose the family giving their tithes to the church. So if they actually has to come to a divorce, then oftentimes they'll leave the church and take their tithes with them. And oftentimes the church leaders will remind the abused victim that, well, God hates divorce, but they'll fail to read the entire scripture of Malachi 2:13 through 16 that talks about how the Lord has been witness between, if it's a man, you and the wife of your youth, with whom you have dealt treacherously. So the Lord drives that point home, that, of course, abuse and treacherously are similar, and that is exactly what causes the divorce, or causes a person to stand up for themselves, is they're tired of being abused. Now, what will happen is, if you ever find a church pastor or a leader or counselor that does believe the abused victim and confronts the abuser for that abuse, then typically the abuser will say, I'm done, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, and they'll no longer counsel with that person. They can even leave the entire church, because if they believe that others are aware of their abusive situations, then they'll leave. So I have a book called Freedom from Soul Wounds and Demons. It's helping people around the world to get healed of their soul wounds and delivered of their demonic spirits, so they don't have to abuse. Again, abusers have to want to change. You can't make them change. So that book, Freedom from Soul Wounds and Demons, is available on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and Audible. You can also request a personal session of healing and deliverance with me. I do this with people around the world, and you can simply go out to the website, restored2tofreedom.com, click on Contact Me and submit the form, or you can call 317-459-7091. Thanks.